Welcome. Today we will learn about how we can create a basic CRUD application using Laravel latest version, that is Laravel 9. For this purpose we are going to create a CRUD application using a product table that will perform the all basic operations such as product listing, product fundamental operations on the product detail, that is display product information, edit product, delete or update product. This is also option here, add product, and here is the title of the application, Laravel 9 CRUD application using iTap's YouTube channel. Here we also see the pagination for the CRUD application. Okay, let's go through the CRUD application. We can move here to and from the pagination using the pagination, Laravel pagination. This is the simple Laravel pagination applied here. We will go through how we can implement this in the entire video session. We can also show the product item using show button. We can also back. The products can also be added or deleted using different options. We can also add new products, such as we can say that this is the 7th product and SKU is item 009 description. We can quickly add the data. When we press the submit button, the product is added successfully. The first one product is displaying. So first of all, we have to install the latest version of the Laravel 9. We have to go to google.com. Here we will type here download Laravel or download Laravel 9. Click on the installation option and find here the line that is required to install the Laravel application. That is first line, composer create project Laravel XAMPP. Copy this line or select and press Ctrl+C. Okay, now we are going to cmd command prompt, move to the default XAMPP directory, that is cd XAMPP cd htdocs, and paste here the entire line that is copied from the Laravel official website page. This line contains composer create project. I would like to explain that the composer is the application program package manager that we have already installed in this computer. Click on enter, press enter button. The Laravel is installing on the current computer. Before when the process is going on, I would like to tell you how we can download composer and install in our computer. Download composer, that is much more mandatory for the Laravel installation. Whenever we will type here download composer, for Windows or install composer, the following links will appear in Google. We have to click on the first link. Here we can see that the composer setup for .exe, that is the setup for Windows. We have to click here. The composer will download and install after. This is the easy steps to install for the composer. Okay, now we are going to look at the installation of the Laravel. This process may take some minutes depending on the network speed. I think now this is approximately near to finish. Okay, the Laravel fresh copy is installed successfully. We can see here application is set successfully. Okay, now we are going to launch this application. We have to type here php artisan serve the Laravel okay, cd example app. We have to move to the example folder, application folder, and here we have to type php artisan serve. Now we can see that the php artisan is running on the port 127.0.1/8000. We can see here localhost 8000. The Laravel current version is running successfully. These are the required procedure to install a fresh copy of the Laravel. Okay, this is the complete directory structure of the fresh Laravel application. For the at this time we have to run this Laravel application using the php artisan serve command. That is the command to run the Laravel application. Here we have typed php artisan serve in the command prompt in the same directory where the Laravel application is installed. Okay, see what happened. After running this command, the Laravel application will run successfully in the browser using port localhost 8000. This is the default default layout and HTML that will appear after running the PHP artisan serve in the command prompt for the fresh Laravel application. Okay, now what we will have to do, the first thing on the top priority, we will have to set the database name in the environment file. env file is located in the Laravel directory current folder where Laravel is installed. Here we will double click on the env file and change the database name. The default database name is mentioned here, that is Laravel. Default password is, username is root and password is empty. This is the default configuration of MySQL in XAMPP and WAMP. We will not have to worry about this. I am just changing the database name, that is, let's say example. For the example app, save this one. After saving this changes, we will have to again run the Laravel command prompt Laravel application to load the environmental changes. For this purpose, we will have to move to XAMPP, cd issue docs, cd example app, and where we can say that PHP artisan serve. I am noticing here this Apache server is also running. Now we have to create a new database for the Laravel CRUD application project. We are going to the phpMyAdmin. Here I am getting here the example database. Create this example database. We have to not create any kind of tables as a formal PHP developer or web developer. We are going to create here the tables, table name, etc. No, now we do not want to worry about this database structure and database migrations, etc. In that Laravel application where the Laravel is installed, database folder will exist here. We have to just move to the database folder. Here is the another folder that is called migrations. In database folder there is a migrations folder where the entire migration will be stored that are required for the structure or schema of the database. We can see here some database already created or migrations are by default loaded in the current latest version of the Laravel 9. These migrations are mandatory for the Laravel application, such as user, create user, forget user, and passwords, etc. Okay, now we are going to create the migration or first migration for the product table. For this purpose, we have to just type here PHP artisan make migration. PHP artisan make migrations create table is equal to products table. Okay, here we have to notice that the actual command is PHP artisan make migrations, where create product table is the migration file name and products is the table name. Okay, let's see to run this command. After successfully running this command, console CMD says that the migration is created with the timestamp as the time is displaying here. We have to make it sure that the migration is created in the folder of migrations in Laravel project. We have to type here start space dot to go to the current directory in the Windows. Okay, we can see here the migration database folder, where the migration folder, in migration folder we can see here aside the other migrations that are already created in the Laravel default migration directory, the create product table migration is also created here. Now we have to edit this create product table according to our requirement, that fields are required to product table. We are using NetBeans for the complete development process, editing of the source code and different files. In product migration, there are two fields already created by default from the Laravel application, that are the ID, which is the primary key. First one is ID, which is the primary key of the table, and second one is the timestamps, that will include two timestamps created and updated by default. I have to add two more fields according to our requirement, three fields, that is the product title, product description, and SKU. Now we have quickly typed here the three more fields, which one is product name, that is of string type, product detail or description, we can also rename this as description, that is the type of text, and the last one is added by ourselves is SKU, that is a product unique code. Okay, we have to save this file, and now we are going to again cmd console, where we will have to run the migrations using the PHP artisan migrate command. After successfully running this migration, we can see here all the migrations are created, and run the migration command, the resultant database will be uploaded with the required tables. Here is the example database. We are again loading this example database. We can see here aside the default migrations, that are the personal token access, passwords and user, these are the three default tables that are already loaded their migrations in the Laravel application, and one more product table is added by myself. Okay, after successfully creating the migrations and migrated tables, the next step is to create models and controllers for the communication to the database. Here we can see the directory structure where the models and controllers, models will be created in the models folder in XAMPP app folder, and the controllers will be created into the HTTP and furthermore controllers folder. Here is the HTTP and controller folder. We can see here the single controller folder already is created by the Laravel application. We have to create the product controller and product model. For this purpose, we have to go to again command prompt. We have to type here PHP artisan. We have typed here PHP artisan make controller. This is the command for creation of the controller, and the next one is the controller name, that is the product controller. Okay, and I have typed here the flag resource. This means this will the resource controller, that resource controller means such type of controller that will include the functions of create, edit, view, index, delete, update, all the basic functions of for the management of the product table. And the next parameter is the model. We can also create PHP artisan make model independently, but we can also provide the model parameter as the creation of at the time of the creation of controller. The model name is the singular product, and we can also see that the products table is the plural word, that is product. And another thing that I want to highlight here is that products controller or product controller is the camel notation. First one is capitalized and the second one name is the capitalized, where the product controller name is mentioned. Okay, now I am going to the directory of our Laravel application. I am going to refresh. First of all, I have to run this command. Okay, press enter. Model, here is the spell mistake, MODEL. Okay, do you want to create the model? Okay, successfully model is also created. We can see here the product controller is created here along with the default controller file, and in app models a product model is also created. A default model, that is user model, is also exist here. We have to update the product model and product controller according to our requirement. For this purpose, we are required to create the views that are the application interface. The next step is to create the application interfaces that exist in resource folder, resource and views. All the models, all the view of Laravel application that are called blade templates or blade files will exist in XAMPP views, resource and views. We can see here that the just single view exists here. For the time being, we have to create the multiple views that include index view, layout view and edit and update views. Now the next step is to move to the models and our product model. We have to use here fillable, has factory protected. I have to type here. What are these things that I have written here? I have to clear that These are the fillables. What are the fillables in Laravel? This is the protected property of the model that is called fillable. This is the array that will automatically fill the fields mentioned here, such as name, detail and SKU. What are the name, detail and SKU? Name, detail and SKU are the fields that are required mandatory for the database tables to be filled whenever we will use product, model, scope, resolution operator and create function. Its create function, it will automatically determine the values from the input request and fill these fields in the database. This is the purpose to mention here the fillables, so that we have to not worry about this, such as the formal query, field names and their values. We have to just call the function product create. Okay, now we are going to the product controller to update the default functions that are created in the resource controller. Okay, moves to the HTTP controllers and product controller. We can see here the number of resource functions that are the index, create and store, show are displaying here. Before updating these functions, I would like to update our route file that is exist here in routes and web. This is the route file from where all the routes will be derived, or URL or HTTP request will be derived. We have to add here the resource route. We have write down here the resource route for the product controller, where the resource route is suffix, and the products, here we can see that the products is the plural name, that is the table name, and we specify here products controller. Okay, now we are going to update our product controller, that is the resource controller, and will be used for different operations such as edit, view or listing of the products. Okay, let's move to update this product controller from the index. We have populated these methods in the product controller, which are the index. These are the all-to-all resource methods of the product controller. We can see here this is the index method that will be used for listing of the products. Here this line elaborate that the product model will get the latest is the built-in method of the Laravel that is used to get the items from the database in descending order. Latest means the last recently item will be retained or get first in the result. Simple pagination, here the method is called with the pagination of the 5 product per page, and the next line will return the data from the product table in the products.index.blade. In view method, first one we have specified the folder name, and second one we have specified the index. If our index file will be located in the default directory of the views, then we have to not worry about this. Here is the example app resource views. We will create here a folder that is called product, that we have used in the controller. Just copy this one, and so that the error may not occur, products. Here we will create 4 or 5 views relevant to the product operation, so that we have used here products. This is the folder name. .index will be the blade that we will create here in the products folder that lies in the resource view folder. This is the default directory. If we create any blade template or blade file in views, there will be not requirement to specify here folder name. If we want to specify the folder or subdirectory and super subdirectory, then we will use dot operator to specify the next directory level in Laravel models or controllers. Compact is the method that will be used to forward the variables or data or arrays to the blades, and this with method is called to submit the I for the blade for pagination. In later on multiple lectures that will come in later on, please subscribe our channel. We will discuss in detail the view with compact method or without compact method. What is the purpose of this input request here? What is the purpose of with? Can we use this I in the compact? Then we will have to use the array in compact method. These complex concepts will be discussed later on in this channel. So please subscribe our channel for the latest update. We will discuss entire Laravel application from learner, beginner to the advanced level. Okay, this is the index method. We have discussed here each and every aspect of the index method. So let's move to the next method, that is called create method. What this method will do? This method include only a single line. This is the method name, that is called create. We have already told that we use a resource route in the route file. This will only return products.create view. This create view include a form and a submit button. Form will include different input boxes that are according to our database design. This view method will return the products.create. Product is the folder name. Again, I am telling you that the product is that folder name and create is the view name. Okay, move to the next method. This method is the store method. What the store method will do, we have to discuss here. This is the method name. This is the public function of the Laravel product controller. This is the request parameter. By default, this will be taken from the request class. Whenever we will call submit, whenever we will click on submit form from the blade of product view, it will automatically submit the entire data from the form. This validate method is used here to validate entire fields are input or not. These fields are required. If any of this one field is missing, then the product view will display the error message that the following item is required must. We can also remove all this required field or some of these required field that is not mandatory for the product table. Okay, move on next. After the validation is successful, this is the call of product model create method that we have earlier in this lecture discussed, that the create method is used to save entire data that request contain. We can also put the request class directly here, that will request colon all or request parameter as here mentioned. What this will do, this will save the entire data field values into the database. And next one is the redirect of route from products table to the index. This is the listing table. This is the listing view and display the message products created successfully. So let's move to the next concept, next resource method, that is called show. This method and index method are approximately similar, but the difference is that index method will list entire products from the product table, and show method will only list the product that ID is passed to the method. A single ID will be passed to the method. Later on we will see in this lecture. And the product dot show products, here products is the folder name and dot show is the blade file name, that is the view of Laravel. And compact product, again this compact method is called, that will return the value of the product that is passed to the view. Okay, move on to the next method, that is called edit. Edit method also simple and similar to the view method. Here is the edit method. This is the method name. This is the parameter of product type. This will return a view that is called products.edit. This is the edit blade here, and products is the folder name. It will return product detail. Now the next method is called update method. This will call to update the record of the product. Here a single line I want to clear you with each aspect, that the update method will receive two parameters. I am trying to clear your concept that update method will contain two parameters. First parameter is the request parameter, that will contain the values of entire input form. In insert or store method of the resource controller, just we use the request method because we have to insert a new record in the database. Now we are required to update the existing records, so we also required to submit the ID of the product or product ID to which we have to update. The remaining things are approximately same. We have to validate the fields that are required. I have just skipped here the SKU for the updation because we do not need to validate the SKU. We can also put here SKU 2. This method will call the product model update and request all parameters will update the existing record of the product. This is the model. Again I am telling you that this is the model that is submitted as the parameter in the update method. Okay, this is the model. This is the key to understand update method of the resource controller. From this model, this independent model, update method will call and the entire fields will be get updated. At the last we will send a view or redirect to the products.index. This is the listing view, product listing view, and display a message that product is updated successfully. Okay, the next method is called destroy method, or this method will be called also delete method. It contains only simpler line of instructions. First one, its name is destroy, and it will also accept single parameters such as in the store method, and this product ID will call its independent delete method, and later on we will have to return to the index. One thing we have to clear that each and every method is also returning, such as destroy, update and insert or store method. First line is similar, redirect to the index. It means that after every operation we have to list down the products again in the browser. Okay, in the next step and the last step is to create the views or blade files. There are 5 required blade files that are called layout.blade. What is the purpose of layout.blade? Why we are creating the layout.blade? In this lecture we will discuss it in a light mode, and later on further lectures when we will discuss Laravel templating, we will discuss in detail what is the purpose of layout model. Today our focus is to perform a CRUD operation on the Laravel application, Laravel latest version, Laravel 9. And second one, blade method, blade file will be index that will be used for the listing purpose. Third one will be the blade create method, create blade file that will display the form, will be used for insertion of new record. And next one is the edit, and last one will be the show that will display the single product. We have to create all these blade files in the products folder. I have to again clear this one, that this is the htdocs. Here we have the XAMPP resource where we have contains the views folder. If we want to use the independent file name from the blade or controller, we will not use dot operator, then view files will be created in the views folder. And the next is the product folder. We have to create here the files that are required to display the menus, display the forms in the CRUD application. Okay, now we have successfully copied the entire blade files that are required for the operations. Quickly we can go through these files. These entire source code is available on the instams.com/Laravel. That this URL is also given in the description. Okay, first of all we will have to view the index file. What is the index file and how it will work? Or going to the index file, I want to explain you the layout file, layout.blade. What is this layout.blade? Layout basically will contain the entire things that are mandatory in each and every view of the Laravel. The other views will be the yield contents and extend from the layout view, such as if we want to say that such as we want to use the Laravel CRUD application 9 in each and every view, we have to not worry about this adding these 2 lines in entire views such as index view, layout, edit view, update view. And if we want to include any kind of CSS or JavaScript, we can also include this one. Is basically this is the wireframe, this is the basic structure of the Laravel application, web application. Okay, now we will move to the index.blade. Index.blade is extended from the layout. Here we can see that it is extended from the products.layout. Products is the folder name and layout is the blade from which it will extend, where it will show section content. Where the section content is written in the products.layout, it will extend here. It will display here. Okay, this is the error message from the success of the model. Here we are showing product detail, and a table will contain the entire listing of the products. One thing I want to show you, this is the products model that contains entire products. Parallelly, I will told you how index will work. This is the products variable that is using simple pagination and will pass it to the index view. This is the products. This is the product that contains in descending order entire record from the product table, and we will apply for each loop, products for each, and entire product will be displayed here in a TD, table data. The other thing I want to clear you here is that products.destroy, this will call the route products.destroy. What is the products? If we go to the web routes, here we can see that the products route is defined here, and from the resource route of the product controller. It means that products.destroy means that products controller's destroy method will be called. Similarly, if we say that the in action update dot product.update, then update, and product.edit, then edit method will be called. Okay, again we have to explain the other method that is called show. What will this do? Product.show view will be the return method, will be the call. Products.show method will be the call. Will the product ID, what is the product ID? This is getting from the iteration or loops. Each and every product will be the iterate, and ID will be submit to the product.show. This method will call the product.show, product controllers resource controller.show method, where it goes index and store. This is the show. Here product ID will be received from the product model and return the product to the show blade. Similarly, the edit method and the delete method. Okay, now go to the here one thing more. This is the render method. This one is the render method that will call the pagination in Laravel. Products and render method that will call the pagination from the Laravel. Okay, then the other methods are the create, show, and show. What is the show method? We have to just quickly go through. Show method is also called the single ID, by the single ID from the index method, and this will get the product name, product SKU, and description from the product table. Show method, here is the show method that will return the show blade. Okay, quickly we have to run the Laravel application. Here we will type the route name, that is products. Just press enter. We can see here the fresh Laravel application with no data entry is available here, as this one is the title of the application. We can see here this is the title of the application, this is the add button, and here is the list of the products will display. Okay, just move on to the implementation. We click on add product button. When we click on add button, we can see here what we have to observe, that here create method is called automatically, because we call add product after the behind the add product method product.create. route product dot create. This view is returning from the create method of the product resource controller. We can see here where is the create method. This one will call products. This one will return the view. Which one? View products folder from the create method. Create a blade from the products folder. Okay, try to insert a single product. We say that this is the first item and SKU is the so. This is I have to quickly type here. This is the first description so that our time will be the same. Just click on save button. This save button will call the store method of the product controller. Where it goes, this is the store method where validation will be performed. Okay, again input a second product, that is called second item. We will say here the second item SKU is the flan. This is the ABC description, or we can skip this description. What will goes here? This is the message that is displaying here from the resource controller, because we have applied here the validation. This is required, description is required. Okay, we have to put here ABC or other description. Other thing is also to be filled again. We have observed that the field after validation are getting empty. In later on we will also discuss how to retain the data of the post method when the error is occur. Here we say that ABC and submit button. These two products are saved successfully. I have to quickly add more products. We have quickly insert the record of 6 or 7 products. Insert it quickly to display a complete demo along with the options that are given here. First one option is the show, edit and delete option. Okay, again we have to highlight these ones. This is the title of the application, Laravel CRUD application, and this is the add product button. This is the product listing, where these are the operations that can be performed independently on each and every product. Okay, I have to show you the operations. If we click on the 7th product, why 7th product is coming on the priority based or first from before the 6th item, because we have used here latest model in the index of the products. Here if we remove indexed product latest method, then the last product will be displayed on the last. Okay, click on show button. This is the product details, 7th product, and the other detail are displaying here. We can also click on return button. If we click on 7th button, delete option, this product will be deleted successfully. Okay, we are going to we are going to update the 6th item from the product table. We have to click on edit button. 6th item, we can say here update it. Okay, click on update button. Here we can see that clearly, we can see that messages product name is displaying here. 6th item is updated. We can also see here the pagination is working fine. We click on the pagination, the next item are displaying automatically. This is the entire session that we have learned from the CRUD, how update, delete, show or display methods are called and used in Laravel. I strongly recommend you to go through the entire video session again and again to understand the basic functionality of the CRUD application Laravel with latest Laravel version, and use the instams.com. Here I have to put the address of the website, that is https instams.com/Laravel for the better understanding of the other concept of Laravel and learn more about Laravel. In later sessions we will discuss Ajax, data updation, data deletion using the Ajax request without refreshing the page. Here we can see that the page is getting refreshed. Okay, thanks, have a nice day.